So there's a lot of different options, but for this particular play, we call it a screen play because it kind of looks like you're screening with those two players, screening the goalie inside with the two attackers. All right, you still have your two attackers behind. All right, what we're trying to do is for this particular play, and we'll call this screen one, so it's going to be a righty ISO. All right, and this will be our first screen play, and all we're really doing is the same concept in the motion, all right, but we're not rotating these two attackers out until the ball gets at least within the 12. So this player that has the ball, once this midi has cleared that space, we still move this midi in, create a consequence for the slide. So if this defender slides, you're leaving somebody open on the outside, and you can attack from there. If they don't slide, all right, by pulling these two attackers down low, one, you're creating confusion for the goalie. She's looking through two players. She may not be able to communicate what she needs to communicate, but we're also creating confusion for the people that actually are going to slide. All right, we've cleared this space here. This midi is going in. And what we tell our players, when the ball is established inside the 12, at the earliest and maybe at the latest when the ball gets to the 8, we break out our attackers on the inside, all right, leaving that lane to the goal or leaving a defender in that space for the shooting space call. All right, so a lot of times the defenders, the first time you run this, we get a lot of shooting space calls because the defender hesitates. The ball's coming into the 8. They're typically used to crashing in. They're already in. All right, and then they either hesitate and don't go with the attacker, or they actually commit to the ball carrier, which if they're not within stick's length by rule, they're in shooting space, and we can get that center hash mark for an 8-meter shot. All these plays are designed to kind of attack that empty space. Most of our space we try to create is within the lanes of the first inside hash marks. We don't want shots coming from the outside lanes. We want it coming right up the middle. So everything we do with this set is designed for that. Okay, if we're going to do an ISO play for the center, there's a lot of different ways you can do this, and you can pick what's best for you, but we still put our two attackers on the inside. We can have our two attackers behind. Again, you can have them fake cut up, or you can have them exchange behind. Really whatever you want to do with them, but it's important to make sure there's always someone back there for backup on the shot. If we don't have backup on the shot and we miss, obviously we're going the other way. So if we're going to ISO for this player here, all right, a couple different things you can do. If you have a righty player here, we can clear the space to the right side. All right, you can also take the players and just have them drop low. All right, leaving obviously no slides other than slides coming from very far down low. All right, so really whatever works best for you. If you have a righty that you know is only going to go into the right hand, you may want to clear that space completely for that right side. Same thing if it's a lefty. You know they're only going to go left hand and she doesn't like to switch hands, you can have them go that way. If it's a good dodger who can really switch hands or roll or is very creative in how they attack, have them go low and open up that space. The only thing that they got to be paying attention to is if we do have a turnover, you're really pulling your middies in far. Getting back on defense can be a challenge. So really design it based on where your strengths are. If this person is pretty strong at going both directions, then you'll probably be okay and at least get a shot off. As that ball gets in the 8, your middies can always come back up to back up in case there is a save and they don't have that quick outlet. But remember, the defenders are going to go with the middies. All right, so that first outlet will take a second, and you also have players on the inside if you do turn the ball over, all right, that are setting up for that ride.